This weekend, I went to a rabbit show up in Carrollton, Georgia. And my rabbit did pretty good. It took second in the second show. I only entered 2 shows. There was 3 shows. But, you know, I like to get back early. It's a good 2.5 hour drive. Plus, I had to drop off a rabbit because the lady who was going to buy a rabbit off me couldn't make it. So I said, well, you're on my way home, so I'll just stop down there. It was a little detour, but not much, to sell a rabbit to this lady. And she'd already bought one rabbit. I bought the rabbit I showed, I bought from her. So we've been buying rabbits back and forth. She's a very nice lady. Anyway, I'm going to show you the video. But first I'm going to show you a short video of how they pose a rabbit so that you'll know. And then at the end I'll show you a video of how they evaluate a rabbit, or them actually evaluating a rabbit. So without further ado, let's roll this bean footage.
Okay, on our commercial type group, example is going to be a New Zealand white. These animals, the feet placement, same as the other breeds. The front feet are positioned under the eye. The front of the rear feet is placed at the front of the hip. This allows you to properly evaluate the body structure, evaluate the turn over the top of the hip, the width and mass throughout the body. This is a properly posed New Zealand. If you underpose these animals, have them stretched out through that shoulder, greatly distorts the top line of the animal. It makes them appear to be longer throughout that shoulder, a little more square across the top of the hip. They don't quite carry the fullness throughout their loin, so this greatly distorts their side profile. But if you overpose these animals, their rear feet are not flat and square on the table. These animals from a distance appear to be really tall over the top, but it distorts their lower hind quarter. They appear very pinched and undercut at the base of their hind quarter. And of course, a lot of the rabbits, they don't like being pushed in these unnatural positions. Proper pose to evaluate a commercial animal.
There's Erwin. I got her ear tattooed. I wrote elf, or had someone put elf in her ear. She got water, she got everything she needs. Some other rabbits I was going to sell to somebody. And they're my artwork on top. Everybody's getting ready for the show. It's kind of a small room, but it's not a big show. So, the long-haired rabbits. Everybody's got all different kinds of rabbits. And rabbits being tattooed. The guy does a good job. And those are spotted giants or something.
Checkered giants.
Checkered giants. Checkered giants. They're big boys.
Yeah, those are just babies. Those are the little ones.
These are little ones. They get big. And there's some other giants. And there's some broken Rexes. There's some white Rexes. And there's my Rex. And there's the tables where they'll show them. Everybody's here early, registering their rabbits. I already did that. I've only got one I'm showing. But this is what it looks like. This is in Carrollton. This is not a real popular show because it's in summertime, it's hot, and in the south, a lot of people don't want to travel with their rabbits in the heat, and I understand that. There's a couple judges. And there's some Dutch rabbits, and there's a big rabbit. The Dutches and some little tribbles. Trouble with tribbles. And that's what it looks like at a show.
pretty good start, but just off that hip, lacking a little bit of fullness in that lower hind quarter. Like the density, lacking a little bit in overall texture. Yeah. Elf? ELF? Senior doll? Okay.
Oh, I got put in the wrong spot.
Oh, sorry, that's senior, yeah.
A little burnt out in color on the lower sides of the body, where she hasn't quite molted out yet. I'd like to see a little more richness and marking detailed color. Eaten primarily, yes.
I'm the only person for Saturday.
Well, I got them on their little cart, table, everything else put away. The last shows, they're finishing up the second show. I'm only here for the first and second show. Then there's a third show. There are a lot of people leaving out, heading out. You see some of the tables are clear. But there's still people showing rabbits. Little rabbits, big rabbits, furry rabbits. There's an otter. That's like I got. And there's some whites, red eye whites, ruby eye whites, some brokens. There's the long-haired Angoras. Some Angoras showing. Lion's heads. All kinds of rabbits and guinea pigs over there. Well, they're done showing the guinea pigs, I guess. Cavies, they call them. Not really guinea pigs, I guess.
Right. No, but it shows in the channel.
There's some Angoras. I think those are French Angoras. This big old trouble with tribbles. There's some English spot. There's a lot of big old ears. Look at them ears. Big, big ears. This is a small show, so there's not too much going around, not too many areas to go. They got the raffle going on over there. That's what I'm waiting on. Then after that, I'm leaving, and I'm driving down to Columbus to see if the lady wants to buy a couple of my rabbits. And then more English spots, and then heading home from there. Now on the second show, I put my rabbit in the wrong slot. I put it in the junior because she just turned a senior. She turned a senior on Thursday. I would show her on Saturday. I wanted to show her as a junior, but after 6 months they become a senior, and a lot of them aren't fully grown by 6 months. So it's kind of a hard area to, they're senior, but now you don't want to show them as a senior because they're not quite as big as the seniors. But somebody told me honesty is the best policy. I could have lied. They didn't check to see how old the rabbit is, but honesty is the best policy. So I just was honest, and I said, I'll show my rabbit as a senior. And it didn't get disqualified. And in fact, in the second show, she took second place. My earwing did. Earwin. So I'm going to show you how they evaluate rabbits from another video, and then we'll talk at the end.
Examine them, set them up in a pose, try to align this back leg with the hock and the foreleg with the eye to examine their overall conformation as far as their body. We're also checking their coat. We want a very dense coat with this breed, as well as a very plush, resilient texture. This rabbit today is going to be my 5th place rabbit. We're checking the ear tattoo. We have something like an RJ08.
Cassidy, we need your blue senior doe.
A little bit long in the ear right now. He's a young rabbit. This has to grow up to become more balanced overall. He's very thin in his coat. We want a much more dense coat. He's fairly compact in his body shape. He's in good flesh condition. He's just placing lower in the class on that very thin, immature coat today. Our 4th place rabbit is MOB1. A little bit larger rabbit overall. He's a little bit longer in his body shape. He does have good finish to his coat. He has good texture to the coat. He could use a little bit more density to the coat. We're feeling, that's something you may not see in the video as much, we're feeling the thickness of the coat to the touch. We want a real compact body shape, and his is just a little bit longer.
So you see they evaluate the rabbit by their their shape and by the density of their fur, because Rex rabbits, all the commercial breeds get pretty much evaluated the same by their body type. Their shoulders got to be good. That's something I got to work on with my line of rabbits. Although this latest one's got good shoulders. Glorfindel had good shoulders. Celebrian had good shoulders, but some of their offspring didn't, and I kept some of the wrong ones. But so when you're breeding rabbits, you're trying to pick your better ones, and so the next generation's better than closer to the breed standards. There's a book called Breed Standards, which I don't have on me right now, but it has all the breed standards for each breed. But for my breed is all I pay attention to. So, they got to have that shape that's right, and shoulders and hindquarters and the hump, and they peak at the right spot and all that. And so you have to know how to pose your rabbits so that when you have your rabbits, you can figure out which one you're going to keep for the next generation. Or people, when they want to buy rabbits, they want you to pose them for them in a picture, because they don't want to buy junk rabbits either. So, some people will. And when you buy a rabbit from someone, you're not going to buy their best rabbit. If they have a perfect rabbit, they're not going to sell that rabbit. You might get lucky, find someone who does, but it's very doubtful. So you have to breed your rabbits from what you can get, and then try to build up and build your type over a few generations. The lucky thing about rabbits, they have a lot of babies, so you can keep breeding them. It takes them a month to have their babies, and a month and a half before you remove those babies from the mother, and then she can breed all over again if you really wanted to breed that many. But you better have that many cages. I don't breed crazy. I got limited space, and so we could have 3 litters at a time, and then we have to cull that litter, or sell off what we can, and then start over again. And I only have a limited growing season because I live here in the south, and once the temperature gets over 80 degrees, the males are sterile. And so if it's over 80, you're not going to breed in the summer unless you got an air-conditioned rabbitry. And and I don't want to breed when the ants come out. When the ants come out, I don't breed, because I lost a litter to ants. And so, I'm very careful about when I breed and what I don't breed. And I got 3 cages I use for grow outs. Now, eventually, I'm going to build grow out cages. That's one of my projects to do this summer. But I got a couple projects ahead of that. I got to build a quail cages, and I got to build a rabbit track, or not rabbit tractor, but a chicken tractor. So, but my rabbit did pretty good, my Irwin. And I bought it from the lady that I sold another rabbit to. She's pretty pleased that her rabbit did so well. And I am happy too, because I'm going to breed her this fall with my otter buck. He didn't do as well, but hopefully I get some babies out of her that are really good. And then my otter line, and I have my red line. I have 2 lines that I'm doing right now. A lot of people don't breed like that. They breed for type. They find a really good body type, and then they breed that to a good color. I'm breeding the color, and then finding the body type, which is not the recommended way by a lot of people. But since I'm limited space, that's the way I'm doing it. And you know, and I go to rabbit show. I don't know if I'm ever going to win have a grand champion rabbit or anything like that. I go there to learn from other. It's a great place to meet people who raise rabbits to learn from. I learn stuff every rabbit show because I go up and ask people questions. What do you do about this and this and this? I learn a lot about my rabbits. That's where I learn the most. Not from YouTube and not from all the books I have on rabbits, but from actual people letting me know and showing me. I have to be shown how. If I see it with my eyes, I'm going to learn a lot better than reading a book or watching a video. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, ask, and I'll try to answer them if I know them. You guys have a good day and a better tomorrow.